So with DLC 2 coming to Xbox One and PC next week, it's certain that at some point soon, we're going to start hearing some information about DLC 3. Now, it took a good 3 to 4 weeks after the release on PC and Xbox One for DLC 1 before we heard about DLC 2, so it's going to be quite a while until we hear some information about DLC 3. But in this video, I'm going to be presenting you with everything we know so far. When I say that, I mean information we can take from maps we have so far, looking into Easter egg ciphers and little storyline quotes to help piece together what we may see in the next DLC map. If at any point you enjoyed this video, do feel free to give it a like rating, I really would appreciate it, and let's get into this. In the Black Ops 3 storyline, every map we're visiting, we're collecting the soul of an original version of our 4 characters. We had Richtofen in the Giant, who shot himself and then leant over his body to collect the soul and the summoning key, or at least that's what we assume he did. We then went to the Eisendrache, we shot original Dempsey from a rocket down into the map, and then of course we turned off his life support machine and grabbed his soul, and then in Zetsubo no Shima we managed to find the original Takeo in the prison cell underneath the map. Takeo 1.0 sacrificed his soul for the future, and we've captured his soul in the summoning key, so all we have left is Nikolai Belinsky. This next map is going to be all about Nikolai, and in quotes from the Eisendrache as well as Zetsubo no Shima, and looking at the Richtofen paper scrap in Shadows of Evil, we know that this final location is going to be in Stalingrad. Now, I made a video back in February looking in detail about Stalingrad and how it can fit in with the storyline that we're in with zombies and the timeline of things happening during World War II and how it fits in. So if you want to see that, link down below in the description. Now, of all the quotes we've had from Nikolai talking about Stalingrad, it's obvious that he's been here before. Now, in the time that our zombies timeline is set in, World War II is happening right now, and Stalingrad had one of the greatest, bloodiest battles of all time. I doubt highly that will come into any effect within our zombies timeline. It could be where the war has yet to take place there, or it could be potentially afterwards, or just not involved whatsoever. Now, looking at some of the ciphers in Zetsubo no Shima, we can slowly start to piece together an image in our heads of what this map could be like. And there's one cipher which is underwater near where you pick up the KT4 plant, and this is written in the perspective of someone quite exciting, and it says, "My name is my name. My name? Oh yes, it is Gersh. How long have I been floating? Minutes? Years? Where is now? I guess I can forgive Yuri. I quite like my new form. Where am I now? A city on fire by a river. I know this place. Finally, I am home." Now, if you have no idea who Gersh is, this is referencing to the Ascension group, which was a group that of course was based around Ascension, and during the events of Ascension, we actually free the soul of Gersh. The Ascension group had 2 main scientists, they were called Gersh and Yuri, and they both worked together on the Thunder Gun as well as the Gersh device. There was a point where Gersh transferred Yuri to rocket research, and it was at this point where Yuri started to descend into madness, and Gersh noticed his increased aggression towards the other scientists, as well as the fact that he talked to himself. He confronted Yuri when he found him working on the Gersh device, and he threatened to have him permanently removed, and in retaliation, Yuri tricked Gersh into activating the device, which sucked him into the black hole. Now, Gersh was assumed to be dead, but in fact he was trapped by the Casimir mechanism, and after being freed by our original crew, he descended into the sky, which we assume to be towards Argatha. It's unknown in that universe what exactly became of him, but with this cipher, he's revealed to be existing in an ethereal form, wandering the universe, and having lost track of time and space, he can only see his current location, which is a city on fire by the river. Without revealing too much, he is describing the next zombies map, Stalingrad. Interestingly, how specific it is, a city on fire by a river. Now, this isn't the only cipher to reference a city, and this is a very interesting one because it ties in very well here. Of the 4 test subjects highlighted in Report 44, one of the brothers has died before we could reach him in the battle. The other is still at large in the city. Of course, this is referencing the original version of Nikolai, and it seems how with Dempsey we had him in a cryogenic chamber, and with Zetsubo no Shima with Takeo, he was locked in a prison cell. It seems the original version of Nikolai is getting up to some mischief. As it stands right now, original Nikolai is doing stuff within Stalingrad himself. He's not in a chamber, he's not locked up, he seems to be freely doing his own thing and causing, put it frankly, a little bit of a mess, as this has somehow been forwarded all the way back to Zetsubo no Shima talking about the test subject. So it's pretty interesting, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. What sort of stuff do you think original Nikolai could be getting up to? So far we know it's going to be Stalingrad. That cipher just then pretty much confirms it's talking about the original test subject Nikolai, and we know that the Ascension group is going to be making a return, or at least some new storyline stuff is going to be coming from the Ascension group in this next map. It seems Jason loves to take things that weren't explained very well or were introduced in the old timeline but never really gone or expanded on, and this is awesome that we're going to be hearing more about this Ascension group. Now, I made a video on this around about a week ago talking about the secret room in Zetsubo no Shima where we have dragon eggs, but not only just dragon eggs, but we have some interesting stuff on the ground, pieces of paper, and also pieces of paper on the desk. Those show designs and portrait shots of dragons, as well as a Japanese scripture which is done by Division 9 called the Container for the Dragon, and it has options on it to do with a control panel, a steering controller, an install location, as well as a seat. It's very obvious that in this room dragons were hatched, especially one quite recently, as the eggshell is freshly cracked, and there's safe to assume that these dragons hatched and have flown away from Zetsubo no Shima. In the first cipher I spoke about, it talks about Stalingrad being a city on fire by the river, and there's a little bit of a good chance that the dragons could be the cause of the city being on fire. You may think I'm just jumping to conclusions here, but when we have so much evidence of dragon eggs, we have designs from Division 9 on how to control a dragon, as well as a diagram of an actual dragon itself, it makes me feel like in the next map there's going to be something involving Division 9's kind of technological experimentation here to try and control a dragon. How that is going to work, I have absolutely no idea, but we've gone from a range of different stuff such as Plants vs Zombies in Zetsubo no Shima to possibly How to Train Your Dragon in this next Stalingrad map. I'm really excited to see what Treyarch could do. It's going to be awesome because once we have this Stalingrad map, what happens next is completely unknown because we have all the locations for these DLC maps, but the fourth one is a mystery, and once we have all the souls, what could possibly happen next? I am really not sure. And to round up this video, I just want to emphasize that this is going to be Nikolai's map, and this is going to be very important. I think it's going to be pivotal for the storyline, because if you remember back in December, we got a Memories trailer, which was specifically about Nikolai, and it seemed like he was talking in the perspective of what happens after this storyline is finished, and he's looking back at everything that's taken place. He talks about how his fate is sealed, and all that matters is the protection of the house with the children. I'm going to end the video playing that trailer to refresh your memory and get you guys debating in the comment section. But if you enjoyed the video, drop it a like rating, subscribe to keep up to date with the latest zombies information, and I'll catch you on another video very, very soon. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Jason Blundell, Director of Zombies here at Treyarch. The team has been hard at work creating a memorable DLC season of Zombies content for the fans to enjoy. And as a special treat, we have a short clip to get you guys ready for the DLC to come. Enjoy.
It is said that it is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I feel differently. Regret can consume a man so deeply that it will blacken his heart and swallow his soul. For so long we have been fighting. Many battles, many wars. I lost only one. We have seen impossible things, cheated death countless times. I can no longer deny the possibility of an unseen power, a guiding hand, helping us to fulfill our destiny. My path is chosen, our fate is sealed. But the innocent, the children, those untainted by darkness and chaos, they can find a better tomorrow.